It's been a crazy week or 2 weeks in AI. So today we got a bit of a quick fire episode. We're just going to react to some of the biggest AI news stories. We'll go one at a time and we'll get each other's reaction. So I'm going to go straight in with a bit of a dark, a bit of a dark start to this podcast, but ChatGPT suicide lawsuits, right? Both in CNN and BBC. These are the two stories. One was in Texas, one was in Poland. ChatGPT reportedly encouraged these users to commit suicide, unalive themselves. The families are now suing OpenAI for negligence and weak safeguarding. What's your opinion? What's your reaction? React.
Listen, man. First condolences. Obviously, that's not a nice thing. But I don't think you should be suing ChatGPT for that. I don't think that's their fault. It does say, it goes with what we was just talking about, that with AI there is like training that needs to go on. It's constant, and every time they train it, they need to use these GPUs that are super expensive. It's not a joke, right? Like they have to train it together. So yeah, look, it's something that they can look at, but you shouldn't be suing them, man. It's not their fault. Like, if someone's at that point of suicide, I think that things was already rocky, and I think they could probably like go on the dark web and go on like an article about suicide anyway, or YouTube, or, do you know what I'm trying to say to you? I don't think ChatGPT just, you know what I'm trying to say? But it definitely, they need to look at the training element of it. But I think in the grand scheme of things, if you can find like 2 stories like that out of like, probably what is it, like 1 billion users a month or something like that?
1 million searches a day.
1 million searches a day. I think that, look, in the grand scheme of it, like, it's not as, big, it's not an epidemic sort of thing. So I think, yeah, man, it's a sad one.
So what do you think about AI encouraging someone to commit it though?
Brother, like, I don't know, that's what they're saying, but how it works with AI, there's a word for it. I think we were talking about this other day, is that it can be a bit like befriending, to where when you say something, it favors your
bias.
It's biased to you.
It's biased.
So if you, it kind of lists, it's like, oh, what do you? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're already kind of saying it in that way, then it might. You know what I'm trying to say to you. So I would need to, and this is what we were talking about the other day, bro. You need to, if there's court cases, stuff like that, make it open to the public. Let's actually see what that feed and that transcript looked like. And if it literally just popped up and said, hey man, yeah, you should do it, then obviously, like, that's a whole nother story, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? You think?
Nah, that's for you to react to.
That's for me, yeah. All right, cool, man.
Good.
Yeah. All right, let's do the next one. So Amazon launches a free translation tool for Kindle authors, helps indie writers publish in multiple languages, right?
Okay.
How do you feel about that one, man?
So I think that's big. That's huge, especially for independent writers. Obviously, I'm in the process of writing my first book.
Same, yeah.
And I think that is huge, because one of the hardest things when I was doing my research about like how can I independently write a book, one of the hardest things is obviously making the book profitable, making money from it. And if you have the ability to translate that across multiple languages, you now open your
reach.
Yeah, you open your market to all these different countries. Now I can go to Spanish speaking countries, which means I can do the whole of South America, apart from Brazil and Spain, of course. I can do French speaking countries. I can do German speaking countries, Portuguese speaking countries. So for independent writers who really want to try and monetize and go as far as they possibly can, they've now got this pool of people that they can market their book to, which is powerful. I think that we've already spoken about AI and the job cuts that Amazon are doing. These are the kind of things where, in some ways, it's good that Amazon are doing something like this, because it wasn't on offer before when they had people working for the business. So they weren't offering to translate my Kindle, my book. So there's that. And also, I think one of the biggest ways to have that, to be a key person of influence and have authority, is to have a book. So a lot of the business owners now, maybe they should be more open to making that first book, because it's going to get to more people. And I think, one way to spread your influence is by putting your ideas on paper and putting it out there. So
100%.
I think there's that. But there is a note here that actually I didn't think about, and it is the risk of poor translations, which I've used AI to translate to someone in French before, and they did say that it wasn't that good. Like they could understand it.
How though? How did you do it?
As in, like,
When you say AI, what was it? App?
So yeah, as in ChatGPT, I've put what I've said in English. I said translate it to French, right? And
Oh, and
send
then
it
you
to the
gave
person. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they were like, oh, like this isn't good French. Like it makes sense, but they're like, this isn't good French. Obviously, that was like a year ago. It's probably improved by now.
Yeah, exactly.
But that is a risk that it doesn't translate it properly, because also there's some things in dialect that is like
it's just hard to
it's
translate.
unique, yeah.
So some things don't even translate in
right.
certain languages.
So
to others.
there is that, but yeah, overall, I think it will work. Cool. Story number 3 from TechCrunch.
Let's swap, man, because I don't know about these things, so you're going to be better to know about that.
All right, story number 4 from CNN. Elon Musk, $1 trillion pay package. So Tesla shareholders have approved his $1 trillion pay package that he asked for, making it the biggest in history. I just read it's not exactly 1 trillion. It's about 879 million, but it's close to a trillion. So same thing.
And it's like target earnings, and it's on target earnings.
React.
Yeah, man. Look, from a business sense, I get it. I don't see the bigger issue with it. I think rather it should be more inspiring for business people to say, look, bro, take what you deserve and just be more free thinking about what's possible. Because if you're saying that, well, I've come, because I didn't even know at the point that he didn't find Tesla. It wasn't founded by him, right? But you've come to a company, you completely transformed this company, and then your brand is made it go high, and then now, you know, because they're going to start doing other things other than, I forget what it is, but they're going to do things more than the cars, using like AI. I think it's the, I can't remember, it might be the drones or something like that anyway, but they've got these big plans to do a madness. He's going to be a big driving force in that. He's obviously a big powerhouse in terms of his brand. He could use that on another brand. He can use another brand. He can start another brand really and truly, right? And just scale that up and make the money. So he's saying, all right, cool. Based on that, I want XYZ, because you lot are set to make 8 trillion over that time. And if you make 8 trillion, I want 1 or 10%. That's probably why it come down to the 800. So on that side, it's cool. On the other side, obviously, I'm not a big fan of Elon Musk, as I always say, always make it thing. But I want to make a point that although I always say I'm not a fan of Elon Musk, yeah, even if I'm not a fan of somebody, I try to remove that to learn from them. So, for example, Stephen Bartlett, like I never used to be too into him as a person. I just thought not really that relatable to me. But then I couldn't ignore his business, you know, kind of acumen and.
Hey, sorry to cut you. I hope you're enjoying the podcast, but I need to let you know this one quick thing. If you press in the description, you will see we have a 14-day AI sales playbook. It's for any business owner that wants to scale using AI. It's one email every single day that gives you exact tools, tricks, and tips that we use in our businesses and our clients to help them scale, basically. It's completely free. Anyway, back to the podcast. Let's go.
You know, just saying that I could still learn a lot from this guy. And then from there, I did start to like him, actually. So pause. But then with Elon Musk, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to ever get to like him, because principles first. I'm a principled man in it. I don't deal with all of the like adding into to other countries' demise and like the wealth, like helping to increase that eradication of the middle class. So I always got to point that out. But I think it's a win for just business owners and founders as a whole, man. And even us, like performance-based stuff. Listen, bro, it makes sense, bro. If I'm going to get you 8 trillion, I want 10%.
Yeah.
I want 10%. But I just don't know where that money's going towards. So for me, I don't know. I'm not pro Musk. Cool, man. Let me ask you one then. Let's go back. Tinder's using AI to analyze your camera roll and personal data to suggest better matches, which is mad.
Yeah, that's a new one.
What?
I think a lot of these dating apps, I don't quite know how they work in terms of the algorithm, but obviously there was a guy on Love is Blind. His name's Jack Rogers, very smart guy, who I met, and he runs a tech company called Picnic. They're doing about 6 million a year, and he used to work for Hinge. So he told me how the algorithms work. And he was basically explaining to me that a lot of men on these dating apps, yeah, what they do is they just swipe, like positive swipes, right? To everybody. They don't sit and look at the profile. They just
yes, I want this person.
And he was like, basically, the reason that's why they don't get what they want, because the
They're just
algorithm,
so it has
yeah,
to learn
it
what
has to
you
learn
want.
what you want. Yeah. So you actually have to be more selective. And also, if they notice that every time you go on, you're not getting a good experience, and you just close the app because it's judging how long you're on the app for, it will serve you different types of women. So that's why he was saying that a lot of men don't use it correctly. Women are better at using it because they only swipe for people they like.
Selective,
They're very
yeah,
selective.
yeah.
So he was like, so I say all of that to say this.
And they're using it like it's lead generation.
Yeah, they use it like a lead. Literally,
Just swiping.
men use Hinge and Tinder like it's lead generation, bro. Boom, 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 boom. They're doing it like they're doing outbound sales or cold
To
sales.
see what they might get back.
But that's why it doesn't work for them. So Tinder using AI in this algorithm doesn't surprise me, because I'm actually more surprised that these apps are not already using AI. That was what surprised me when I see this. And the only thing is, for me, there's a question here, like how far should the apps go to kind of get to know us? But then I guess in my personal opinion, if you're on those dating apps, you're on there for a reason. You're trying to connect with people. Some people, I know they use it for business now. So does it help? Will it help? I think when it comes to the whole dating stuff, there's a lot of data around it. About 30% of men consider themselves to be lonely. About 30% of men, 1 in 3 men haven't been in a relationship or had one in 3 men are in sexless relationships. There's a lot of men that are not.
What?
Yeah.
What
Bro, the statistics are mad.
Sexless relationships.
Sexless relationships. So
What does that mean, bro?
it means they're sexless, bro. They're in relationships with girls and they don't engage in intercourse.
That's another podcast episode. Need to understand that one.
I think that a lot of we said this in one of our episodes. AI is going to prey on lonely men because it's an easy
catch
target.
and make money, yeah.
And men, I say this probably every other episode, men are majority simps. So that's why things like OnlyFans can do so well.
Whoa.
So AI is basically just going to prey on that, because
it's really flipping happening, bro.
Men are men, bro.
Bro, I keep seeing these AI avatars on Instagram with the girls, and I'm thinking, how are you making a living off this? How is this your
They're making money
model?
though. They're making money.
Joking.
So, yeah, man, that doesn't surprise me. All right, cool. We got one more. This is a good one. We can both reflect on this. We'll leave it on this one.
Cool.
AI startups and risk taking. So this is from the Business Insider. So a former Walmart executive quit his corporate life to build an AI native company, and he basically is calling this like the least riskiest move right now. So he's quit his executive job to embrace AI entrepreneurship. So, he sees this as an AI gold rush, I guess. So how would you react to that? And I'll hop on this one as well.
Yeah, it boils down to what I said in another episode about the whole AI rebuild, right? I think AI has transformed what's possible. And, it says one of the points here about like tiny team startup model, which I just call like a lean team, right? I think that is the way forward anyway. And he said least risky move right now. Yeah, it definitely is, man. I agree, man. I think if you've got the minerals, you've got the acumen, the knowledge to go in and build something anyway, and then you got a light basic knowledge of AI, I think it does make sense to go in and build it. And when we say building companies now, once upon a time, it meant this big thing or something crazy, but it could just be something very simple that seamlessly integrates with society and makes things better or easier for a demographic of people. So why not do it? Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? I think people should definitely do. I think there's got two sides of it. You've got the business owners who are already running. Look at the AI rebuild. Relook at how your business could look if you was using AI. So like a prompt for ChatGPT is like, my name is John, blah, blah. This is my business. How would my business look if 70% of it was done by AI, right? And then you can actually kind of see how you could transform things, profits that go high. And you know what I think here? We talk about a lot today about like AI and losing jobs and stuff like that. But if you could build a super profitable business, right? And like super profitable, and it's working and it's running so efficiently, I think the right business owner will get to a point and feel like, I'm very happy now. The business is successful, it's running well. I can hire people that I want to hire for you understand what I'm trying to say? So you're not because most people hire out of necessity. So what if you hire out of like what you would want, the people you want to spend time with, the type of people you just want to represent your business? You might be more content creators that just represent the brand. It might just be more thought leaders with you, right? Rather than you just having to be an entrepreneur coming up with the ideas, you have people, there's 5 of you in a team and you just all think, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say on that note. But yeah, man, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think the fact that he's left an executive role within a huge infrastructure and business like Walmart to then build an AI business kind of tells you where we're at in this place. And I still think we're still early. We're nowhere close to
early,
the peak of AI. So that tells you, man, he's put his money where his mouth is. And I think it's also indicative of the culture that we're in. I think a lot of people are tired of 9 to 5. A lot of people are tired of going to the office, being told what to do, which is why we're seeing this rise of entrepreneurship, especially between people like in their mid to late 20s, early 30s. You get obviously older entrepreneurs
ones
too,
as well,
but
100%.
I think a lot of people are kind of like, I don't want to just be sat in this company for the rest of my life till I'm 60, then retire and get a pension or my 401k like they do in America. So I think that's a sign of the times more than anything.
Yeah.
It's a sign of the times. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy. I don't think like there's hard days, at the end of the day, there's some fundamentals, sales and marketing that doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's times where sales can be slow and whatnot, but I think it makes your load easier so you can manage the business a lot easier.
But what if it also suggests that he sees something in like, what is Walmart going to look like in, because the key words him saying is least risky, right? So he must see something in not only Walmart as just a whole company, but even in terms of exec teams. Like, what's the average salary of an executive person, right? Probably like minimum of 100 grand. And that's like, at, certain like entry top companies. And then as you get bigger, some execs are on millions, right? So he might see like, like these companies are just like profit driving forces and powerhouses. That's what they care about. If they realize they don't need 5 executives or 7, they only need 1 or 2, and then they have even an AI. Bro, I see, was it Romania or someone appointed an AI
government official,
official, bro, and everyone got angry and stormed out. So you think a company is not going to say, right, well, why don't we just have an AI executive as the 4th one, and that person's doing like 5 jobs?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what, again, when he says least risky, he's like, right, I've made money, I'm good. Why am I going to risk this when I can?
And keep doing that. No, it's true. All right. Well, that wraps up some of the most interesting AI stories over the last few weeks. We gave our opinion on those. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below if there's any stories that you want us to react to. This is probably going to be a bit more of a segment that we do on a more regular basis. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, please. And thank you. Future Proof Podcast. My name's Jav.
Michael.
Peace.
Out.